Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Making Moves. I'm here today with Miss Emely Moreno.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thanks so much for coming.
I know, I'm excited. I'm in LA. It's different. It's not cold, so.
Yeah, does it feel weird?
It's so, we were just talking about it today, that it's so weird to be around like Christmas time and it be warm.
Well, it doesn't feel like the holidays.
No, it does not feel like Christmas over here. And I'm like,
so you're an East Coast girl, born and raised?
Born and raised East Coast, yeah.
Okay.
Like, I'll die there. You can't take me out of there. I tried to live here for a little bit, and I was like, no.
Did you really try to live here?
Yeah, I was here for a content house for like 7 months, 6 months.
What was that like?
Oh, terrible. Yeah.
That's
like
crazy.
terrible. I think that
Why?
I think being so young and not really understanding how the industry works or anything like that. Also, just being out of the East Coast is so different. And we were just in really bad hands. Like, we were in bad hands. Like, it was not.
How old were you?
I was 22, 20. Yeah, like I was 22. So I was, old enough to know better. But yeah, it was a little crazy. But overall, I'm like grateful for the experience because it got me out of serving tables. But definitely, if you're going to be in a content house, like, read your contract. Like, read your contract.
What a crazy story, though. Like, you can, that's like a funny thing to put on like a dating app, like two truths and a lie. Like, I was in a content house.
I was in a it's just so random, too. Like, when I tell people, they're like, what? That doesn't even make sense for you. I'm like, I know. I don't know. It was something, definitely.
I can't even imagine being in a content house because I feel like I have so many friends that are in like sororities and frats and stuff. But it's like that. But social media and like numbers and business and like and clout.
Yeah, it's very much like, it's so weird living in a house with people that do what you do, like work-wise. And obviously, like, there's that natural born like competition of just like, you want your videos to perform well. You just want to be the best. I don't know. I'm very competitive like that, where I'm like, I want to be the best. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it good. And just being surrounded by work, like, you just can't get away from it. It's you wake up, you're in a meeting to figure out like, how many TikToks are we gonna make today? And I'm like, oh my god, dude, like I just don't work like that.
Do you feel like it stunted your creativity,
or
did it help?
No, it definitely like stunted it, just because when I film, I like to film by myself, and there's somebody around all the time, and it was just like, okay, I don't really want them to hear me making my videos. Like, it's just like, it's kind of cringy to me. So it was a lot. It was like, okay, this is great. I mean, the video still kept coming out, but I feel like you can kind of see the dip of like, okay, she's obviously, it just felt very like LA content, which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just not typically how
It's just not you.
Yeah, it's not how I work. I was just, I like to film in my car, screaming my head off and being like, this is what's happening to me. And I didn't even have my car there. So I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing right now.
You're like, I can't go in an Uber and film this right now.
I know, literally. My car is my office. So I'm like, this is just so like strange for me. But no, definitely a learning experience though.
What was your biggest takeaway from that experience?
Oh, read your contracts. Yeah, read your contracts. Read your contracts. It's crazy too, because social media within itself is such a new idea and a new like career thing that you don't know what to expect out of it. So when you dive into it, you're kind of like hit with all these like obstacles of like, I didn't know that I had to get a lawyer to read this, because I read it, but I thought I understood it, but obviously I didn't. And there's just so many things that people don't get to see, because you see the videos and it's fun and it's great, but the behind the scenes of things, of like running the actual business, is like super daunting. So definitely I got out of there just like, read your contracts. And if something is too good to be true, then it probably isn't.
Yeah. That's good advice.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about growing up on the East Coast.
I didn't realize there was such a difference until I came over here. But overall, it was cold. It was so cold, but I'm used to the cold at this point. It was so much fun, though. I think being so close to everybody, especially living so close to New York City and going there all the time, everything is so accessible. Like, if you need something, it's right there. And I think I've been spoiled like that. Also, the fast pace of everything happening over there is just like, it's engraved in me now. So when I'm in other places, like even LA, everything is a little bit more lax. And I just don't work like that. And I'm like, I was like, where's my dish? Where's my food? And I'm like constantly being like, we have to go. Even sitting in traffic today, I was like, oh my God. I was like, this is insane. Everything is so like, just go with the flow of things. And Jersey and New York is like definitely the complete opposite of like move. Because if not, someone's going to like curse you out.
What are other things about the East Coast you prefer more so than the West Coast?
Just the people, honestly. Like, I very much they have a certain like way of speaking that it's like, this is what it is, and if I feel this way, I'm gonna say this, and that's it. Like, it ends there, and there's like no hard feelings. No one's gonna be like, I don't know. I feel like in LA, you have to kind of be careful what you say, especially just in working on social media. You just have to be very intentional with the words that you're using, which I always am. But in New York, you could look at someone and be like, girl, that outfit is trash. Like, you don't look good. And it's like, and I'm sure you could still do that in LA, but I find
I feel like, but your hair looks really good though.
Yeah, it's like, but
like a lot of fluff.
Right, exactly. There's like a lot of like in between of it. I like just the more direct, like just that aggressive energy is, I think, where I thrive. I don't know, but I'm biased, so.
Yeah, of course. I get it. I'm a Midwest girl, so I feel like when I moved to LA, it was like moving to a foreign country.
Yeah, it's a culture shock.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God, what the hell?
Exactly. It feels like a different country, especially when you're from like a small town. Which, are you from a small town?
So in Jersey, yeah, the town is, I think it's like one of the last villages. It's a literal village. It's not a town, it's a village.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I was going to say.
I'm like, what makes it a village?
I honestly don't. I think the size of it. I think it's because it's so small, or because they just haven't changed it. I don't know.
Wait, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So is it called like
It's the village of blank.
the village of blank?
Yeah.
Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah. So it's a small town. You pretty much everybody knows everybody. But yeah, it's funny when I tell people it's like, they know what town. I'm like, no, girl, it's a village.
So you're the star of the village.
I'm the star of the village. Hopefully, I mean, goddamn. Like, we have actually that's I'm lying because
Who
you know
else is
Cake
from the
Boss.
village?
You know Cake Boss.
Yes.
He's from my.
Wait, is it Hoboken? Hoboken? Or
Well,
whatever?
his shop is in Hoboken, but he went to my high school.
Get
so
out.
he's low key the
Please
star.
tell me you've
of-
collabed with him.
No, I used to bake cakes, so that was like my icon, my living legend. I was like, I love Cake Boss.
Wait, why did everyone who's a Gen Z like have a Cake Boss face?
I don't know. I did not know that he went to our high school, but when I found out, I was like, oh my God. Like, the obsession got so much worse after, but I don't know. I feel like everybody was into
TLC
like
had
the
a
cake.
chokehold on all of us for a minute. Did
Oh
you
my
watch John
God.
and Kate plus 8?
I didn't, but I do know, like, I watched, like, those clips. Of,
Okay.
Like, I was, like, the YouTube person that would watch clips of it, but I knew, yeah.
Got
TLC was the girl, the living moment. Like,
Yeah,
I just...
TLC was that girl.
That's where My Strange Obsession was on?
I
Was that
think
TLC?
so.
Yeah, that
and
was...
like Say Yes to the Dress.
Oh,
stuff
yeah,
like
love that. Yeah, no, it was everything for me.
I'm like, is Cake Boss still on the air?
I don't think so.
We
Or,
gotta
I mean,
bring it
like,
back. Or they need it on TikTok.
They need it, yeah, right? Like, I feel like they'd thrive on there. I don't know. I know. Yeah, why aren't they?
Because there's
I
that
haven't
one
seen them.
chocolatier guy who makes all the like crazy sculptures out of chocolate. But
Yeah.
like, bring back Cake Boss.
Bring the.
I
he
need
needs
Buddy
to. And
on
you know
my
what,
For You
Buddy?
page.
If you're listening,
Yeah.
get a TikTok page. I will run it for you.
I need to, yeah.
I will,
wow, that's
I will
really...
run it for you. I don't care. I'll put me in the stew. Put me in there.
You
like
guys
I'll
need to
make
collab.
cakes. Yeah. No, it's oh my God. He taught me how to make cakes, and I used to be so obsessed with it that I was like, I'm gonna own my own like bakery one day.
Whoa.
Yeah, and that was a phase. That was genuinely a phase. I was like, all right, I'm over it now because they take so long.
Yeah, it's a long process.
It takes like 10 hours, like 8 to 10 hours to fully make like one of those cakes by yourself, especially like.
Would you make like those type of cakes?
Yeah,
Or-
I did. I was in it. Like,
Emily.
I told you, I'm very like competitive with myself. Of like, if I'm gonna do something, I'm going to get everything. I'm gonna
Okay.
get the kit. I'm gonna make the fondant. We're gonna do the buttermilk, like icing. We're gonna do the whole situation.
Did you do the Rice Krispies? Because I feel like his cakes are like
Yeah, it's like all
90% Rice Krispie
Yeah,
treats.
yeah, because it's the only thing that can hold up. Cake does not hold up well.
Yeah.
So I had Rice Krispies. Like I don't eat Rice Krispies anymore because of how much that I would just
That
play
phase.
around with it.
Wait,
Yeah.
this is so funny.
Yeah, it's like a random.
Have
like,
you done any
niche.
story times about that? On your
No,
TikTok page?
no,
You
not
need to
really.
Talk about your crazy
Not
cake
really.
boss face.
Literally. No, I used to sell the cakes too, so I'd be like selling $20
Wait, you
cakes of
did?
like, yeah. I was trying to make money any way that I could.
You were
I don't care.
grinding.
Yeah, I was like 10, and I would sell hot dogs and lemonade in the morning, and then cakes by like order. Per
Wow.
order. Yeah, I was
Okay,
trying to make
little
my money.
entrepreneur.
I was just trying to make my money. I was like, I don't know why.
Where
I
do you
just-
think you got this entrepreneur spirit from? Like, were your parents encouraging this, or was it just something innate in you?
I feel like, well, my mom and my aunt run their own business, so I guess like kind of like came to me naturally. But I've always just been somebody that's like, I want to figure out how to make money for myself. Like that was just always a thing, because I feel like that's where you get excitement out of it, and that's where if you're passionate about it, you make the most money. And I was always really obsessed with like quarters, so I was like, how can I make the most quarters that I possibly can? So I don't know, it was just something that was always innate in me of being like, I'm gonna figure out how to make this money and not work conventionally, I guess.
So when you started social media, were you going into it with the intention of, I want to make money?
No, definitely not. I think when I started I was posting videos for like 10 years. So
On what?
On YouTube.
Okay.
So you know when like Fred,
Yes.
Venetian Princess, Trisha Paytas, like
Yes.
when they first started on YouTube is when I first got into it. So I was like watching their transition, like their own journeys of being like, I work here, but I make videos, da 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 da. And then at one point they're like, no, I'm going to do this full time because I can do this full time. And that at that point was so new that it blew my mind that I was like, you can make a career out of making videos? I was like, I love to make videos. I record myself all the time. And I was like, I'm going to try this. Who cares? I'm 10 years old. Like, I'm selling cakes on the side. Like, I was like, this could be a whole nother
I can't wait to get my full-time job in social media, not making cakes.
This is going to be my full-time job. I promise you, I'm going to make it. Because whatever, I just love to sing and dance. And that's what I did. So I posted videos on YouTube for the longest time. And then
what were the videos about?
It was me singing and dancing. Like, I would sing, what's the song? Don't tell me how to, like all Glee songs because I was obsessed with Glee at that point.
Oh, okay.
And then I did a dance to like Can't Be Tamed, Miley Cyrus.
Oh,
and I was
iconic.
like, that was like my most viewed video. I had like 5,000 views. I was so
Go
gagged.
crazy, girl.
Yeah, I was like, this is viral. And I was like, we did it. So then when I started on TikTok, it was just like a natural progression of things because I stopped YouTube I stopped doing it just because people ended up finding it, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I was just like embarrassed by it, I guess. And then I was like, let me just post on Instagram. Did like a Finsta, and I was like, I'm gonna post little stories on there. And then when TikTok happened, my friend was like, you should get on TikTok, and I was like, no, girl, like I'm not.
Was this
12.
2020 or what?
Yeah, this was like 20. Yeah, like right before the pandemic was about to start. And I was like, no, I don't want to. She's like, just try it. So I got it, posted one video, and I got like 10,000 views, and I was like, holy shit. I was like, this is a real viral video. Like, fuck the Can't Be Tamed 5K.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'll just try to tell my stories on here. So I tried to do it, and then that video went pretty viral, and that's how everything just started. Then that changed the trajectory of my life for the next 2 years because it was a story time every single day for 2 years. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's crazy. How did you not run out of stories to tell?
I have a journal. I've been journaling since I was like 9, 10. So whenever, like you can read my life back into these journals.
I mean, that's
So,
awesome.
yeah, anything happens to me because like I was serving tables at that point. And I've had so much retail experience that the stories were just like natural of like, yeah, I've been working since I was 14, 15. So the stories just are never ending. And also if I was short on a story, just go back into my journal. And I write everything down. Because I have
your notes?
In my notes, in my journal, like everything is written down because I have a really bad memory. So.
What does your journaling schedule look like? Like, how often are you journaling?
I would say not as much as I was beforehand because now I do a lot on my phone of just like writing down things. But every once in a while, like 2-3 times a week if I'm feeling like crazy. But
And is this something you're doing at night?
yeah, it's like right before I go to bed usually, like when the day is
Getting your
wrapped
thoughts
up.
out.
Yeah, of just like, so today I did this and this and this and this. I write down the
So it's
date,
really
the
like
time.
a diary vibe.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
very much like just a diary. Like I'm just writing my whole entire day down to like I have the date, the time, the year. That way I can just look back and be like, oh, on December 10th at 2:53 a.m., this is what I was writing.
So do you like journaling because you like looking back on it eventually? Okay.
Yeah, because it's honestly, it's like gossip of like, oh my God, she's crazy. And I'm sitting there, I'm
It's like
oh
your
my
old
God.
gossip.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
holy
I'm like,
shit. Yeah.
I'm like, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, and I have such a bad memory that it's nice to look back on it. And then it's interesting to see in like 10 years from now. Because even when I have like my diary entries from like 10, I'm like, God damn, Emily, like you're so aggravating. So it's funny. It's like I can watch myself grow up.
Yeah. Which is awesome. I think journaling is so underrated for like so many things. I think it's good for your mental health.
Yeah.
I think it is nostalgic and it's like fun to have. It's like cool that your future kids maybe can, read through it. Or even with like videos, I always think about that. Like, holy cow, like my future kids could watch my vlog.
Yeah.
Like from when I was like 20 something. That's crazy.
It's like a snap in time, which I think is so cool. And again, like even the TikTok for those 2 years, like you can just watch me grow up with these videos. And it's so cool to go back and see. And like even the way that I do the videos now, the way I tell the stories now is so different. Because I mean, I'm not 21 anymore. So it's like, whoa, holy crap. It's literally just a snapshot of your life.
I want to travel back to your brain space when that first video on TikTok hit 10K.
Mm-hmm.
Were you immediately like, okay, I'm now going to be consistent as hell? Like, what was going through your mind at that moment, and how did you know it was going to be story times?
After that, I was like, okay, 10,000 is a lot. And then immediately right after, I was like, let me try to do a story time. I was like, because that's...
What was the first video?
My first video was like a random video of me and my friend, Vanessa, like just
Was
messing
it to a
around.
sound or something?
No, it was just like me and her like messing around. I was filming her out through my window.
Oh, okay.
And like she was just like dancing for like 15, 20 seconds.
And it hit 10K.
That hit 10K. And then the next day I was like, okay, let's post a story time. Let me see how this goes. And then that one got like 50K. And I was like, oh, crap. That's
but why did you think to post a story time? Had you been posting story times on the Instagram like a lot?
Yeah, I was always posting story times, like even just on my Instagram, just casually. Every time that I did post story times, people were like, these are so funny, like these are so entertaining.
So you were aware that you were a good storyteller.
Yeah. I was like, this is easy. So I've been doing that for so long, but obviously nobody was watching. My Instagram at that point had almost 600 followers, I guess. And I was just posting story times on my story. And
I think that's such an underrated thing to note, is that people that like want to go viral or grow their social media, I feel like are like, I don't know my niche, or like, I don't know what to do. Like even sometimes with my own content, I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what my story time video is type of thing. And that's so cool that you paid attention to that positive feedback and were like, this is my thing.
Yeah.
So early on.
Yeah, because I think to the encouragement that I had of the people around me of, okay, if my picture gets 10 likes, I post a story time and it gets 20, and people are like, oh my God, haha, you're ridiculous. Like, you're crazy. And I'm like, okay, well, obviously this is performing a little bit better. And it's not a huge case study now, but of like millions of people watching. But at that point, something so small of just anything that makes people react, that alone can kind of give you information to be like, okay, this is what works. And now
Totally.
I have now I'm building a foundation to ultimately figure out what that niche is. Because I feel like story times came almost to me, and it was just natural. It was the first thing when I put a camera up, let me tell you about my day. And I figured out how to navigate through that because of the encouragement that I had when I only had like 600 followers.
So you post that first story time and it hit 20K?
It hit like 50K.
Oh, 50K.
Yeah,
Okay,
50K
that's a lot.
viewers. Yeah.
Yeah. And then what were you like, okay, this is my thing?
I was like, okay, well, the pandemic is starting. I have nothing to do. I'm going to post a story time every single day. And
Where were you working before?
I was working as a server at Hillstone.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And then the pandemic hit, so you couldn't work.
So I couldn't work. They were like, it's 2 weeks. At first, they said it's only 2 weeks.
Thought we were going to be off for 2 weeks.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, cool, great. Like, working at that job in Hillstone is so strict that I was like, thank you so much. I want this break so bad.
We all loved that 2-week break.
Exactly. But that 2-week break ended up being like a whole entire year. So, or a couple months. I completely forget. That time is a blur. But yeah, did that. And I was like, thank God. Holy crap. Because I had nothing else to do. I was like, it gave me a motivation to get up and take a shower, put makeup on my face, do my hair, record a video. That's it. Like, it almost felt like I was getting ready for something. Because I knew that if I was just going to, there's going to be an endless like fog of just not even getting ready, not getting out of my pajamas, which I mean is totally fine. But for me personally, I had to feel like I was doing something productive.
Totally.
And the videos definitely made me feel like that because I was like, I got to put makeup on my face if I'm going to be on the internet. So I don't do that anymore. I just now I'm a little bit more lazy about it, or I'm just like, it's first thing in the morning. I'm like, hey guys.
I get that though. Even people that work from home, I always understand them when they're like, I at least need to get dressed because or like put shoes on because it feels like it just gets your day going. It gets the momentum of your productive day going.
Yeah, exactly.
Type of thing.
No, that definitely did really help me. And I'm grateful for it because if not, I don't know, it would have been it's already a blur that time, but it definitely would have been a lot more blurry.
Yeah. So now you've done probably 200 plus or 365 plus storytime videos?
Oh yeah, definitely.
How many do you think you've done?
Story times on the internet?
Yeah.
Ooh, definitely like around.
Like 1,000? More than 1,000?
Not that 1,000 that maybe I haven't posted all of them, but overall probably like 500 to 600 stories on there.
Okay. So I would say you're almost like expert level at telling a story. At telling a damn good story.
I would hope so. I would hope so.
Because they say if you do something for 10,000 hours, you become a professional or expert at it?
Oh yeah, I've definitely done it for over 10,000
Okay.
Because I mean, filming, even the videos are what? They'll be 3 minutes long, but to film them, it takes like an hour.
Okay, so I want to talk about that. I want to hear the whole process of what it's like filming a story time. Like the second you're like, I want to film a story time, I want to know what goes through your brain.
Well, first, it's moments that happen. So if I'm walking down the street and somebody, or if an incident happens, or whatever it may be, or when I was serving, somebody's rude to me and there's that interaction. That is written down in my notes, and I'm like, okay, this can be a story. We're just gonna sit on this, because now I sit on the stories. I don't just go ahead and just tell them anymore, because that can get really dicey, especially when you're still kind of feeling it. But sit down, write it down in my notes, and then I go and I record. And it's not really more of like a strategy behind it, because it's more so of like, I want to make sure that I'm painting this picture as well as I possibly can, so that the viewer can feel almost as if they were there. Because that's super important, and the aspect of telling a story. I can tell you, oh, yesterday I went to a restaurant and somebody cursed me out, as opposed to, it was a Friday night and, you know, this restaurant is super well known, so they're always busy. That gives you a picture almost where you feel like you're there and you're a part of it. So definitely like having that.
How do you know what details are worth noting versus what's worth leaving out?
You don't want to just add things just to add things, of being like, it was a Tuesday and it was wet and cold and you're talking about being inside somewhere. Like, that doesn't really make sense. I think it has to be more around if it's going to help the story, like little minor details of like, I don't need to tell you
the story forward.
Yeah, it has to, everything always has to move the story forward, as opposed to just like expanding it this way, because this doesn't make sense, but you want to kind of go on this journey, and you know, you don't need to know what the guy was wearing unless it's relevant to the story.
Copy. That reminds me of editing, because I feel like whenever I'm editing a video, I'm like, if this doesn't move the video along, like,
then
get
you
it
gotta
before
cut
out.
it.
Yeah, cut it. Okay, so you'll have the story, you'll marinate on it for a little while, and then you'll pull it out of the woodworks to film. And then when you're filming, is it just like free for all, I'm going to say everything and then I'm going to cut it down? Or you like, let me re-say that type of thing?
So I naturally talk very fast, and especially when I'm telling a story, I'm just like, do, 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 do. So I do a lot of breather moments where the way that I edit them, it's like, so today this and this and this and this and this happened, pause, okay, reset for the next one. And it's like then that's how I also make sure that I'm not adding filler into it, especially since when I first started on TikTok, you could only tell a story in under a minute.
Yeah.
So I had to be really intentional with the things that I was saying. Even the 3-minute feature sometimes like wasn't enough. So I had to make sure I was like, all right, let me say this and this and this. Stop. What am I going to say next? Okay, what was the next part of the story? What can I add into it of just more so like joke-wise, of comedy-wise? Because some of the stories that I do tell are a little sad and like really dark moments of my life. But I'm not here to share that. I'm here to make you laugh. Like, that's so, I have to think, I'm like, even there'll be moments where I have to stop and I'm like, oh, girl, your little emo. We're going to have to go back. And yeah, so having kind of that reset of each moment of just, okay, this is what I'm going to say. I have to be very intentional because I do have a time limit. If I were just talking just to talk, oh my God. I like, you
would be here for hours.
Yeah, exactly. I would tell a story in like an hour. But yeah, so I have to kind of reset myself like that.
What is your favorite story you've told on the internet?
My favorite story? No one's ever asked me that. You like stumped me here.
And don't just say the one that's gone the most viral.
Yeah, that's like, that's like the easy cop out.
It's always the videos I like the best that flop.
Yeah. No, you know what? I think a story that I know which one it is. It's when a guy said that my butt, like, he kept saying that my butt was fat, but I was like, my butt is not fat. Like, I know that. I'm very self-aware, and it just made me feel uncomfortable. Okay. And that was probably,
I've heard that one.
Yeah, that I had the most fun filming that one because the overall story of it is just so dumb and silly. Like, there's nothing of like, I'm not changing the world here, but I just had so much fun, and I was like, I had to stop, not to reset, but to like not laugh, because I'm like, this is so ridiculous, and the way that I reacted to it was so ridiculous. The answer I got from him was so ridiculous that each time I was like, girl, this is nuts. So that was definitely one of my favorites because I just had so much fun doing it. I was like, I don't even care if this doesn't perform well. Like, you can see it in my face that I was like just having a good time.
I love when stuff like that happens. You don't even need like extra emphasis or details. Because it's just so funny on its own.
Yeah.
Or like insane on its own.
Exactly. Like I don't have to add jokes in there because the entire story is a joke.
It speaks for itself.
Yeah, it speaks for itself. Like the guy was just like, he's like, yeah, but I know your ass is flat, but like I don't want to keep remind myself of it. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. Like that response alone is like, okay, sure, I guess. It doesn't need any like boost up.
Okay. What would you say for someone who is known for being a bad storyteller? What advice would you give them when it comes to storytelling? Like just the average Joe that wants to be the life of the party at a dinner and they're telling a story. Like, what do you feel like are the keys to telling a great story?
First, you have to think about it in your head. Because I think that a lot of the times when people tell stories, you'll fall into them thinking about it as they're telling it. And they're trying to like build it as it's happening. And if you already have that picture in your mind of, okay, this is what I'm going to say, just think about what you have to say beforehand.
Like have a mini game plan?
Yeah, like have a mini game. If, for example, if we're having a conversation and I'm like, oh, I have a story about that, I'll go through all of it. And I'm like, okay, this and this and this and this. That way I don't get lost in it. But also making sure, and especially in conversation, which applies to social media too, that you're not just saying things. Like tell the story. I feel like people sometimes go on tangents of like, and it was raining and the car was red. And it's like, but it's not relevant to the story. So I'm going to lose interest in it. But also, again, building that picture, but being very intentional with the details you decide to share.
So it's like kind of game planning your bullet points in the story.
Yeah.
Okay. So do that. Is there any other tips you would give?
There has to be a confidence behind it. And I think that's just more so when conversation-wise, when you're speaking to people, just speaking confidently. Because I think that sometimes when people start to, and I've seen it, when people start to tell stories, they kind of get like intimidated halfway through and it's like, oh, a good story. And it goes, And it's like, all right, you kind of lost confidence in it already there. And you just kind of have to have that confidence behind it. Just in regular everyday conversation though.
Okay. What about if you have like an average Joe stories? I'm just thinking about someone again, at a dinner and they want to tell an average Joe story, but they want to add some fluff and some drama to it. Do you have any tips there?
Synonyms. Synonyms will be your best friend. Like, a lot of the times when I think of stories, I'm like, all right, I can say my head is big, or I can say my dome is big. Like, that's a synonym for that word, and that makes it automatically funnier because, like, wait, what did you say? Like, it's almost the thing of you also want to actively make people think. I love using, like, just different ways to say things always engages people because they're like, how did you even think of that?
Yeah. It almost is like a little trick, or you're almost like tricking them, like, pay attention.
Yeah, pay attention because it's like, wait, what did you just say?
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I love that tip.
You can say, it's cold outside. I think that's also a lot of East Coast slang. Also helps me because, like, you can say it's cold outside, or you can say, oh my God, it's brick. And they're like, whoa, explain that.
What?
Yeah, exactly. So that slang from the East Coast really helps me. But also I'm always thinking like synonyms. I can say this, but I can also say it in a way that makes you think of like, where did that come out of?
Wow, that's a great tip. Yeah. Are there any other tips you have? To add some fluff, add some drama, add some juice to a story?
I talk with my hands. Maybe that works. I don't know.
Yeah, you're animated.
Yeah, like being animated in it, I think really kind of works for me.
It helps paint a picture more sometimes.
Yeah, if you can visibly see. I mean, I'm Latina, so I'm always talking with my hands. But I'm like, if I'm talking about this and this, and that also helps paint a picture.
Okay.
So just be a little bit animated in it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now you've obviously become this like professional storyteller. Is there a world where you would want to expand these small stories into something bigger? Like, would you ever want to make a movie out of one of your stories, or like become an author? Is there like a world you would want to expand, I guess, your career in that way?
No. No, I don't. Not. I mean, I think I'd love to do stories, and I think it's so much fun, but there is the opposite end of it where I'm telling stories about my life, and that can get a little dicey because that much of my life should not be on the internet, especially in the early years. So although I love to do it, it's not what originally I've got into this for. Like, I was a dancer, and I love to sing, and I love to do all these things, and I was trained to do that. And that's kind of, if I were to expand out of it, I would want to be able to tell the story of that, of what dance looked like for me, of what that looks like now as a 24-year-old, even though I was a competitive dancer for like 10 years, of kind of figuring out how to get into the industry that I was trained to be in.
Is now your goal to get into like full-blown dancer world?
Just like entertainment overall. Like,
Got it.
I've always loved entertainment. Like when I was a little kid, I saw Hannah Montana and I swore I was like, I'm going to be Hannah Montana. I think we all did. I think
Miley has that effect on all of us.
Miley has had everybody in a chokehold since she was 10 years old. So she's iconic.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I don't know, when I saw that, I was like, I want to do that. I want to do that. And I want to figure out everything about it. Yeah. And that's what I did. So I was in dance. I was in like theater. Like I did all of that. And that was really something that I was passionate about. Mm-hmm. And then when social media ended up happening, I was like, okay, I'm also passionate about this. Mm-hmm. Let me try to do this on full force. But now I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, I really miss that. I really miss being on stage and entertaining people. And like that's like home. That's calling. Mm-hmm. So I think it would be a pivot into that entertainment industry. But yeah.
What are your goals for like the next 3 to 5 years or 10 years? I'm like, what would you like to be doing? Singing, dancing, acting?
Yeah, like singing,
what's the dream?
dancing. Like that is the dream overall, is to sell at Madison Square Garden. Like that's the dream.
Singing.
That's
Pop
and
star.
dancing.
And dancing.
Yeah,
Got it.
because I was really good at choreographing. Like I can put on a show very well, and I love like the creative process of that. Uh-huh. So if I were, and I've done it for so many other people because I was a dance teacher for a good amount of time, that if I can do that and make it my show, like that's nuts. That'd be crazy, because the stuff that I have in my head, it's like to be able to bring stuff to life, especially through dance and like singing and all that, it's amazing. And if I were able to do that for myself, that's the dream.
I'm literally visualizing you right now being like this pop star in Madison Square Garden doing your singing and dancing. But one of my favorite things about concerts is being there in the flesh, seeing your favorite artist, and them like getting to speak to their fans. And I can't even imagine how good you would be at the in-between song talking, because you're so damn good at telling stories. Like that would be iconic.
No, I think about it. You know when you see like those TikToks of people, it's like me in my room at 3 a.m. being like, thank you. And like me and my friends love karaoke. That's like our thing. We go every single weekend to the same spot. They know us there. We should have a membership there at this point. And every single time between things, we're like, thank you so much, Madison Square Garden. We love you. And it's like, it's just funny to even think about. Also, again, stories can go, you can tell stories just verbally and that's fine, but you can also tell a story within a show. And like,
totally.
That is, I think, probably where that would just be so cool. Even in the in-betweens of being like, thank you guys so much. Like, I'm so happy to be here. Like that, I don't know. It makes me like giddy to think about. Like I think it's just cool.
Have you kickstarted that singing career at all yet?
Oh no, I'm like, even the fact that we're talking about this right now is like making me sweat. Like I'm looking at Mike, publicist, and he's like, girl, I don't know how you got me to start talking about this. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
you can tell stories through songs.
Yeah. Like now I'm sweating. I'm about to take this off. I don't know. I think it's just when you have, we were talking about this yesterday, but when you have something that's like so close to your heart, it's a little difficult to put it out into the universe, because then it's like, I don't want it to be taken away from me.
Well, also it's scary because now it's out there to be criticized and you care about it.
Exactly. It's something that I genuinely like. Not that I don't care about the stories, but you can't, if you want to have an opinion on what happened to me in my life, you're dumb. Like that doesn't make any sense. But if you want to have an opinion about like my dancing and my singing, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, goddamn.
But anyone that ridicules someone for doing their passion or trying something they've always wanted to do, anyone that ridicules someone for that is weird as hell.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Like, that is corny and weird and embarrassing if you're making fun of someone for following their dreams.
Exactly. And I think too, like I've been falling more into it because I was like, the first step of it is just like admitting it. But I've learned, especially since now I've been on social media for so long, that if some people are just genuinely like bitter, it has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with things that I've said, or just people are genuinely bitter and they don't want to see other people do things that they maybe would want to do, regardless of whatever that may be. Not even just in entertainment, just overall.
You know what I was thinking about today, Emily? Literally, I was getting ready today and I was like, we need to normalize just wanting the best for people.
Yeah.
Because why is everyone so obsessed, specifically on the internet, I can't speak today, when someone is having their downfall, always
They
in the comments,
love
they're
it.
like, I've been waiting for this
Yeah.
one to happen, like blah, blah, blah. Like the other day I saw someone do like a PR prediction for 2024 and they were like, this creator is going to get canceled and everyone's like, can't wait for blah, blah, blah. And I was like, normalize just genuinely being happy for someone?
Yeah.
Question mark? Like that's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's
I mean,
so weird.
the thing too that I always think about, it's like people love to build people up just to bring them down.
Yes.
There's like this weird satisfaction in it, and it's scary, and it's like, oh my God, because then you'll have everybody come out from the comments and be like, yes, 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 oh my God, they suck, like I knew it, like whoa. It's so again, it's a the internet can be a very scary place. Like
yeah, it's crazy that like we would need to normalize just being happy for someone.
That's it. It's all it takes is be like, you know what, girl, live your life. Good
It's
for
so
you.
weird.
Like, I know.
And
It's
sad.
I feel like when you're not on the receiving end of it, when you don't do social media like this and you don't get like, you don't realize, I feel like that changes your mindset of just almost like, I want everybody to win because at the end of the day, like, why wouldn't you? I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a human experience.
Yeah, but even when I wasn't on social media and someone was having a downfall or blowing up, like I would never, maybe if I thought something, I still would never comment something rude.
That's
Like
what's
that's
crazy.
beyond weird to me.
Yeah. If you take time out of your day to comment like hate on
Like
other
an
people's
actual
stuff,
troll comment.
like an actual, like that's, I don't think out of all the years I've been on social media, I have never ever in my life left a
Not
hate
even on a
comment.
burner account.
No, not even on a burner account. I'm like, this is just because I'm like, all right, I feel I'm very into the universe, so I feel like if you
Me
put
too.
that,
Karma.
if you put that energy out there, it's going to come back to you, and it's going to
Yes.
come back to you in
And
tenfold.
hit you in the face.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't, even if I think whatever the thoughts that I have, that's mine. that doesn't hurt anybody. But if I'm leaving a comment, I'm trying to actually incite harm. Like not even, like just be rude. You're rude, you're mean, like, I don't know. That's just too much.
Anytime I see someone in comments that is commenting like that hater stuff, like, yes, I've been waiting for this downfall, and I like see their profile, I'm like,
It's a red flag.
I'm like, y'all are weird.
Yeah,
like,
you guys are weird.
Sometimes if I see a crazy mean comment, I'm like, I don't know you, blocking, so you don't even see my stuff.
Right. I'm like, it's so easy. If you don't like something,
that
just
energy
scroll
out.
Just right. I'm like, just why do you have to bring it over here? I don't know. People are weird like that sometimes.
Okay, so a little birdie told me that you have a really exciting thing coming out soon.
Oh.
Would you care to share what that would be?
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I kind of freaked out when I saw it or heard about it.
The thing okay, so we're talking about Mean Girls. Yeah, so I got offered to be in like a very, very, very small part of Mean Girls.
Emily, that's crazy.
The offer alone is insane. Like,
Talk to me about your day. Like when you got that offer, like did this come in through the inbox? Was this through a manager? Was this
No.
through a DM?
this was through a DM, and it was Kyle Hanagami who's choreographing the entire movie.
Who is iconic,
Yeah,
by the way,
iconic.
and the nicest person ever.
Oh
Love
my
Kyle.
God. What's so funny is because I was in dance for so long, I took his class like back in the day when I was like 15,
You were probably
16.
fangirling like crazy.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
even in class, I was like, "Oh my God, this is crazy! This is crazy!" Like, "Oh my God, that's Kyle Hanagami!" Like, he's known for so much. So when he saw the Lady Gaga Bad Romance dance video that I did, and that was crazy. He ended up following me from that, and he DM'd me and was just like, "Hey, you know, I'm thinking, I'm doing this. I'm choreographing for this movie. I would be interested in maybe having you be a part of it in some way, in whatever capacity it may be." And I was like, absolutely, what the hell? I was like, you got me, yeah. And I think just a DM alone from him was like, you know who I am?
Yeah.
I'm like, this is crazy.
Was this a DM via TikTok?
On TikTok. Yeah,
Okay.
on TikTok. And so that alone was crazy. And then obviously my team at the time started talking to whoever they needed to, and they kind of like set it up and told me what I had to do. Mm-hmm. And yeah, and that's kind of, again, I don't know, I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know how much I'm in it. I don't know anything, but I think just alone, honestly, for me, the Kyle Hanagami part of it was like, I'm set.
Yeah, no, literally.
I'm set. Like, I really don't care. Like, it's still an amazing opportunity, though,
so
nonetheless. Awesome. Yeah. And
So
just
talented.
extremely talented. And just to even be thought of by him is a blessing and an honor. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's super exciting. I'm excited to see it. I don't know what to expect, but I don't know. I'm excited.
So talk to me a little bit about the filming process. You said you filmed it remotely.
Yeah, they're adding like social pieces to it. Obviously, it's Mean Girls and they want to modernize it to what it would look like now. And if you're in high school now, everybody has TikTok, everybody has Instagram, it's still on your phone. It's a part of like everyday society now. So they wanted to add like an element of social media to the movie. So everything that I did was very much as if I were to post my videos on TikTok. So it's very in that light of just social media. So it looks very much like my videos that I do at home.
So you're not playing a character, you're playing yourself.
No. Yeah, I'm playing I don't even know how much I'm in it. I don't know like what exactly they have me doing because it was multiple different things.
Was there choreography they taught you?
So, no, but yes. That I don't know what I can say because I don't want to say a part of the movie, but no and yes, I guess. It's very it's very social media based in the things that I had to do.
Got it.
Think of like modern social media, those keywords that come to your head.
It's like slay.
It's literally slay.
Go off,
House
queen.
boots tea.
Yeah.
But no.
The boots off down.
No, exactly. No, but very much of like things that happen on social media when you go on the app, like what do you see a lot of? And they're kind of involving that with it. So I think that's pretty cool that they wanted to add that social media aspect of it.
And you filmed it all yourself and then you would just submit it? And did they have notes or is it just like a free-for-all, like I'm just submitting all this footage?
Yeah, they were just like submit everything into these like specific folders and then if anything goes wrong or we need you to reshoot something, we'll let you know.
So it's kind of like filming a brand deal and submitting it.
Yeah, definitely. It was very much like doing a brand deal.
Interesting.
Yeah, very that. I didn't think about it. I didn't make that connection, but it's very much like filming a
Does
brand
it
deal.
feel weird not having control of the edit?
Yeah, honestly, I couldn't film regularly on my camera. I had to do it on like a separate app. And that app, like, oh my God, y'all. And it was a little cold. So like I am so white. The Holy Ghost for real came out. Like I was like trying not to like put my hand in frame so that the light can. It was just difficult, but it felt like I was just shooting like a brand deal and then sending it to somebody.
Yeah. I mean, this is crazy. Like you could literally go into theaters and watch yourself on the big screen.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of like tripped up about that. But I don't know. We'll see because I'm
Have you told your friends and stuff yet?
No.
What? Mm-mm. Oh my God, I would be telling everyone I know.
No, that's the thing. Because I don't want to say I'm a pessimist, but I'm very much like I keep my expectations very low.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like you kind of learn that once you get into the industry.
Yeah.
Because shit just doesn't happen sometimes.
Exactly. And like with especially being in dance, like I've been that person that's like, you got booked. And then I'm like, yes. And I tell everybody and they're like, just kidding. Get offset. And I'm like, okay. So for that reason, I'm like keeping my expectations very low. But again, just the offer from Kyle, that alone, like made my whole like
screaming,
year.
crying, throwing up.
Yeah.
I'm
literally.
screaming, crying, throwing up for you.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait to be in theater and being like, oh, I know that girl.
It's like, oh my God. Yeah, no. I'm excited though. I'm excited to see the movie too.
And you're going to see it this weekend?
Yeah, I'm going on Sunday to go see it. Yeah.
Will you get to meet the rest of the cast?
I have no idea, honestly. I don't know. I think that I mean, I don't know, girl. I really don't know. We've gotten little to no information.
Got it.
So that's why I flew all the way to LA to see it, just to be like, I need to know more about this because this has been sitting with me for like a year now.
When did you film it?
Like about a year ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Or at least like the process started around like the holiday season.
Is there anyone from the cast you would kind of fangirl if you met?
Probably like Renee Rapp. Oh,
yeah.
No, her, yes.
She's
Tina
like,
Fey.
Oh,
Tina
I mean,
Fey.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Like,
Period.
Renee Rapp, love. Actually, I saw her at TikTok in the Mix because she performed there. So I saw her set. Amazing. Great. If I saw Tina Fey, oh my God, that would blow my actual mind. I think I want to be in the movie just so I could be like, I know Tina Fey saw me because obviously Tina Fey has to watch the movie.
She knows who you are.
I mean, I
100%.
I hope. God damn. That's so cool just to even think about. Honestly, I want to be in it just to be like, Tina Fey's on my face.
That's crazy.
Tina Fey's on my face. No, I think I would probably have like an aneurysm if I
And
met
I
Tina
bet
Fey.
the original Mean Girls cast will probably watch it too, which means
yeah.
the OG Regina is literally going to watch you.
Oh, she's everything. I'm excited to see it.
I'm
I don't
fangirling
know.
for you.
I don't know. I'm like, yeah, I'm super even just like I just like the Mean Girls like franchise of it all. So I'm just excited just to see the movie. Even if I didn't get offered for it, like I'd still be like super excited to see it.
I'm so excited to see it. And I'm so excited to see Renee in it because she is so fucking talented.
I saw her on the Jennifer Hudson thing, and she
when I'm sad, I literally scroll back on her Instagram and I watch it like it's embarrassing. Like it brings me serotonin.
No, she is so talented, and perfect for the role. Like just so talented,
and not even in just like the singing or performing world. Like the way she runs her social media, she's like fucking funny.
Yeah. She's funny. She's entertaining. She's very likable. Like
so likable and real.
Yeah. And you could tell that's a real actual person. Yeah. Like I think sometimes with celebrities like that, you can kind of almost see that.
Like you want to be her friend.
Yeah. She looks great. Like, I don't know.
She's so cool. I'm obsessed. Okay, so you have to tell me. You text me if you meet Tina Fey.
Yeah. I'll send you a selfie like, it's me and Tina. I call her TT now.
Yeah. Exactly. Out of your career so far, I guess other than the Mean Girls thing, what would you say are like your pinch me moments?
The Kyle thing, but also, oh my God, when Lady Gaga commented on my video.
Wait, on the one where you did
Bad Romance? Yeah.
Shut up. What did she say?
She said, what was I thinking? Because in the beginning, honestly, no tea, no shade. I think I was so scared that I was going to be disrespectful because I didn't think the video was going to be as big as it was.
I mean, it literally has what, like... It has like 50 million views or
oh no,
or is it
that's
way
a story time. No, the story time has 50. That one has like 19 mil.
Okay, I mean still that's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean just Gaga commenting on it because in the beginning of the video, I was like the biggest mistake that Lady Gaga's ever made in her career was not putting me in the Bad Romance video. But let me show you, bitch. And I was like, when I posted it and it started going viral, I was like, did I call Lady Gaga a bitch? And I was like, no. I was like, no, but I'm like, it's an endearing thing. Like I use that word so like.
You're like
casually,
like,
yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh, like it's us and the bitches. Like it's, I don't use it in a negative tone, but again, some people may see that. So when she commented, like, what was I thinking? I was like, I found out in a restaurant. I was eating with my boyfriend at like an Italian restaurant, and I just started crying, and I was like, how. I am still even speechless, like thinking about it.
It's crazy
because it doesn't. I can't wrap my head around. And then I made a response video to that one, and she commented on that one again. And I was like, oh my God, we're best friends at this point. Me and my girl, Lady G.
Yeah, Lady G. That's what's so cool about TikTok and TikTokers is like they could really blow up someone else's song or like career or like even I think about Tate McRae. I was thinking about her on the way here because obviously her album just dropped. But like the way Greedy blew up, obviously because it's such a fucking good song and she's so talented, but like, oh, so sorry. But we got to thank Tube Girl a little.
Yeah.
Like that song, I'm like thinking about whenever I hear that song, I'm thinking like, looking like with Tube Girl.
No, for real. Like,
it's crazy.
She blew her, like that song blew up because of that like trend and which that then became a trend. And that was a song of the trend. So it's crazy how social media just alone has changed the way a lot of industries, like the music industry, the acting industry, like everything is just changing because of social media. So it's really cool to see us be able to have like a say in who we want to be there.
Totally.
As opposed to just like the radio playing the same person, pushing that person out, being like, no, she's going to be famous. I think especially with TikTok, now we kind of have that option of who do we want to be there and what do we like and what don't we like. And TikTok really does that.
Who are your favorite creators to follow?
Oh my God, Trisha Paytas. Trisha Paytas.
Just Trish.
Like
the podcast is so good. She was born to be a podcaster.
She was. Because even when she did Frenemies, like
I would literally pay serious money for Frenemies to come back.
I would invest in that so much. So much.
You're like investor in Frenemies.
Like, literally. Oh my God. I love her. She's iconic. She's been iconic. She lives in her own world, and I love
The Weeknd DMing
her not knowing. Like I mean, like
sending a photo of her in every Weeknd merch.
Like oh my God, the McDonald's here where she has a uniform from every single like fast food chain.
Domino's
like,
worker. Obsessed.
People didn't know if she actually was working or if she wasn't. Like that, she's so iconic. Naming her child Malibu Barbie, like She is.
And she's pregnant again.
I know, she's pregnant again with
so
Elvis.
happy for her.
Look at her name, with Elvis.
I know. I love her.
I know. I wish her nothing but the best, and I'm always on her side. Like, I love her. Oh my God, I love her so much. Like, she's definitely. I get on social media just to see what she's doing.
What is your favorite type of Trisha content?
If I'm honest, like the OG crying on the floor got me in. Now I love seeing her and Moses.
Yeah,
her and Moses is like so interesting, and her and the baby, and her just kind of feeding into her brand of. I think she just did that trend. It's like, oh, I'm Trisha Paytas. Of course, I'm gonna have like the biggest bedazzled like cup, and it's like her doing that. I love.
I'm just so happy for her that she has found her person. Like, it's really endearing watching someone like we've grown up with her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
110%.
And watching her grow up has been so cool. Like, I'm so happy for her. She seems happy.
She does seem happy, and I think to see, again, that's somebody that we can watch them grow up before our eyes. And she has never been somebody that's been shy about her personal struggles or anything like that. Like, she just says everything.
She is the epitome of being authentic.
Yeah. Like, there's no lies with Trisha Paytas. But yeah, and seeing her now, just like, especially with the baby and like, she just looks so happy, and I'm so happy for her.
Yeah, me too. Who are your other favorite creators?
I love like Bretman Rock.
Iconic.
He's iconic. Like Ricky Thompson. Those are the people that I really look at, and like, they genuinely make me laugh. Like,
they're true entertainers.
Yeah. Like, through and through, like, Bretman has the fact that he's never even stepped foot, like, not even stepped foot, but doesn't live in LA, doesn't live in New York. He lives in Hawaii, has his own thing going, like, very much in
and
his
like
own
in
world.
the middle of nowhere in Hawaii, or so it seems.
Yeah, and it's beautiful. And it's gorgeous, and yeah, I love him. I think he's so funny. Ricky Thompson is absolutely hilarious. Yeah, I like more like people like that.
Okay, amazing. I want to play a quick little game with you because I want to know your fast favorites.
Okay.
So we're gonna do this before you have to leave, unfortunately. I'm kicking you out. So we're going to run through your favorites, and it'll be like hot seat really quick.
Okay.
Okay, so first favorite I want to know is favorite color.
Black.
Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting that. Why?
I don't know. I've always I just wear it all the time. This is not even my shirt. This is his shirt. The other shirt I was going to wear was a black shirt. But yeah, I've always worn it.
So is it favorite color to wear?
Favorite color for everything.
Favorite color for everything. Love it. Favorite snack?
Snack? Oh, Tostitos chips. Tortilla chips.
Okay. Love it. Like the scoops?
Like, just any of no, actually the family style, the big ones.
Okay.
That, no sauce. I just want it like.
Hint of lime?
I do like hint of lime, but sometimes it like burns my tongue.
I love when it burns my tongue.
Oh my God. It's like when pineapple eats back at you. Like, I don't.
I'm loving when I'm like just like a little bit uncomfortable, like whether it's too sour, too spicy. I'm like, I just love the pain.
No, I just love the pain. No.
It's so good.
Definitely love hint of lime though.
Okay. Favorite habit in your routine?
Going to the gym.
Okay. What do you do at the gym?
Depends the day.
You're like workout?
Yeah, I was like, depends the day. I do the 3:30.
Okay.
But that's how I start.
Lauren Giraldo.
I know. But I try to, I was like, let me intensify this just a little bit more. So I do 3:30. So I just add the incline up. I start with that, and then I usually just do like weights.
Got it.
I'm trying to like I want to be able to like pick heavy things up. Like, I don't know. I think that's so cool.
Love it.
So, yeah.
Do you do the gym in the morning? Is it like a part of your routine, or is it random?
First thing out of bed. But I wake up late. So when you say first thing out of bed, I'm not saying like 9 a.m. Like, I'm saying first thing out of bed like 12, 1. Okay. But I also stream really late. I'm not a bum. Everyone's going to look at me and be like, she's so lazy. But I go to bed around like 6
Wait, what do you mean you stream? Stream on what?
I stream on TikTok, just like games. But I stream late night. So I stream till like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And then I go to bed and I wake up around like 12 and I go to the gym.
Like on TikTok Live? Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. And what are you playing?
Different games. I'm playing like Call of Duty, The Sims, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like horror games.
Well, that is the thing for live creators. A lot of them do start at night because that's when everyone's on their phone.
That's when everyone's just like watching on their phone and they'll just, pass the time.
How are you filming on TikTok your stream?
On my PC.
Okay.
So to have TikTok Live Studio, so you just have to download that into your PC and then you can film your actual computer and then have my like vlogging camera there.
Is that where you make your most money?
No.
Where do you make your most money from?
Brand deals.
On TikTok?
Yeah, on TikTok, Instagram, just brand deals, period.
Well, on TikTok Live, you can make bank.
No, you can. That's the thing. That's why I stay up there for like till 6 o'clock in the morning, because as later it gets, like you have those people that come in and they're like, here's a galaxy, here's a lion. And I'm like,
the lion, the whales.
Oh my God. Every time I see a whale, I'm like, let's go.
What's the most amount of money you've made from one stream?
I don't know.
You don't want to share?
I don't know. No. Good enough to buy a flight, I guess.
Okay,
or a
that's
couple
great.
Flights.
Okay.
Or a couple flights.
Yeah.
I don't know. It depends. I don't know. A good amount.
Well, I had a TikTok live show with
really?
TikTok. Yeah, it was called Are You Smarter Than an Influencer? So if it happens again, you got to come on the show.
Oh, yeah.
But it was super fun because we did the multi-guest. So there would be like 6 creators and then I was the host. And it was like we would do Are You Smarter Than an Influencer questions. But we learned very quickly that you can make bank from TikTok Live.
Yeah,
and the gifting, we appreciate.
Yeah, the gifting we love.
Yeah.
Like, we love the gifting.
That's how you support your favorite creators.
No,
is gift
for real.
from their lives.
Yeah.
But a lot of the live stream creators, it's their full-time job is just going live.
Yeah, I mean, I know I see people like battling. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm genuinely just playing games. And if I get like a good hit or it's a good round or something, people are like, yes, go for it. And I'm like, all right, I'm not. So I don't know. I don't battle or do anything like that because I know some people do, but I just
Battling.
Like,
it's a thing.
That people like have their whole careers battling.
Yeah, for sure.
I do it more so for fun though, because I'm always playing video games, so it's just the natural thing to be like, well, I'm gonna do it for 8 hours anyways. You might as well just do it and like have.
You're doing it for 8 hours? Oh my God, Emily.
Even when I wasn't like streaming, I was playing games for hours.
And are you like, what do you if you get up and go pee, you just like keep the live on?
I'm like, I'll be right back, guys. My bathroom's right over there, so it's not too bad.
What are you happy with the amount of people on the stream watching you? Like
how many people?
Yeah, how many people are watching where you're like, holy shit, there's a lot of people on here?
It depends the game, because when I was playing Five Nights at Freddy's, that was
what?
up to like
Five Nights at Freddy's? What, is that a game?
Yeah, it's a game. It's a game that they just made a movie. Josh Hutcherson was in it.
Oh my God. Okay,
Yeah.
crazy.
But because they have so much lore behind that game, it's like a really popular old game. When I was doing that was like 1,800 people.
Yeah,
like
that's a lot of
2K people watching, and I'm like, this game's a little boring, but okay.
And do you do it every night? Do you stream every night?
I try to, yeah. Unless I'm like tired or it's too late. If you want to feel productive the next day, because it is kind of like, you wake up and your day's gone. And it's like 1, 2 p.m. and they're like, where
So you're going to bed at 6 a.m.? Oh my God, you're like a night nurse.
Oh yeah, I love to stay up. I'm not a morning person by no means. I'm very much like a night person.
And when are you filming your story times?
After the gym. So around so I'll do gym and then I'll go and I'll start filming from like 3. It's really whenever I kind of feel it, if I'm honest with you.
Okay, wow. I did not know about the streaming life.
Yeah.
And then do you watch other people's live streams? Who do you like watching?
I don't know their names, but because
you just jump on.
I kind of just whatever, because now I do it. It's just on TikTok. I just get recommended, so I just jump into random people's stream. But I play with certain people consistently. Like there's a girl named like, I don't know her actual name, but I call her Witch because that's her like user. There's this other girl like Jess. So it's different people that I always play with, and then if they're streaming, I'll jump into theirs.
Do you know Light Skin Nightmare? The streamer? He's a big like TikTok live person.
Oh really?
Yeah. He kills it on live.
Oh wow, that's nuts. Yeah,
He's awesome.
A killing on there.
Okay, moving right along. Sorry, tangent. Favorite store to shop at?
I love Nike. I'm a really big like tracksuit person. I'm
Love.
always wearing sweats. So today you got me in jeans. So it's very
got all dressed up for making moves. Favorite item in your closet?
My platform Doc Martens, because I like Doc Martens.
Have you done a Doc Martens deal?
No.
Doc Martens,
hit me up. I collect them. So I have I love Doc Martens. I love Doc Martens. They're like my go-to shoe.
Love it.
So many, yeah.
Favorite movie?
Ooh, Moulin Rouge, Coraline, Shutter
Coraline's
Island.
a good movie.
Yeah, I love Coraline. They brought it back into the theaters, and I went to go watch it, and I was like super.
Did they really recently? Why?
Just because the fans wanted it, and they put it. It did amazing in the box. I have a little Coraline doll of me, so
of you. Mm-hmm. Cute. Yeah, Coraline's a crazy movie.
Yeah, the cult following. It's a cult following.
It is a cult following. I went to fashion school, but I studied digital media there, and we had to cut a trailer from the whole movie. So the amount of times I've watched clips of Coraline cutting a trailer or
It's
editing
nuts.
it. Okay, favorite book.
I guess Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Are you not a big reader?
I'm not a big reader, but I like audiobooks, but I listen to more of the Britney Spears, Naira, those type of books.
Yeah.
I'm mad nosy. I just want to know what's happening. Yeah, I'm so nosy.
I love an audiobook.
Yeah, so I usually read that, but I don't want to be like, my favorite book's the Britney Spears one, because, I mean.
Have you read it already?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's not as like juicy as I think everybody anticipated it to be, but still some good moments in there.
I love the video of Addison Rae like with getting paparazzi, like
with
reading and walking.
I'm like, okay, I guess sure.
I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah,
I'm like, yes, girl. Read and hot girl walk at the same time.
Literally.
Favorite quote?
I think, therefore I am. Yeah.
Oh, who is that by?
That's the Descartes, the philosopher.
Oh.
Yeah, that was probably. I was actually wanting to get that tattooed on me.
Why does it resonate so much with you?
I think, well, when I heard it, I was in college, and it was just mainly because what he's saying, it's like you can never know if anything is actually 100% real. The only thing that you know is real is yourself because you're a thinking, conscious being. So I think that really kind of stuck to me of just whatever's happening in this world, you don't even know if it's real. But I know I am, and I know that the capabilities that I have are real and how I feel is real. And that's not to say I'm like invalidating everybody else's experience, but it kind of gives you like that peace of mind of, okay, yeah, I'm a thinking, living being. And
that's a cool way to interpret that. I like that. And last question is favorite form of self-care.
I love a good massage. I don't know if like self-care is like an everyday thing because I'm not going to the spa every day.
A massage that would be crazy. A daily massage.
I wish. I'm really into like also just like people try like tingling I don't know, I think it's like ASMR thing, but just like people like playing with my hair. Oh my God, I love that.
I love when you're getting your hair washed, like when you're getting your hair colored or cut.
Oh my God, it's so good. And they're like, I just love all that. So a good massage, honestly.
Okay. And last question I have for you is what are you doing to make moves in your life right now?
I'm doing the things that have made me happy in the past again. And I'm kind of diving back into that. I'm diving back into, entertainment and in the ways that I first knew how to do it. And just being more confident in the things that I want and not being shy about it. And which is crazy because people think I'm like so confident on the internet, but like everybody has their own thing that they're shy about. And I'm trying to put myself out there again in the way that I did it when I was younger.
I need a single from you in 2024. Emely,
girl,
chop. Get on it.
We'll see.
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming on Making Moves. This was so fun, and I cannot wait to watch Mean Girls.
I know. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Where can everyone follow you?
At Emely with the Knee on TikTok. You could do Emely Moreno for That's Debatable podcast, and at Emely Moreno Instagram.
Yeah, if you want long form stories, her podcast is phenomenal.
Yeah,
Big fan.
We do the long ones over there. But.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Follow us everywhere, and be sure to make someone else's day this week. Bye. Love you.